Okay, abusuan be makwaba stronko so edeba POG Media so. Yeah, dem be political highway so highway ne dey. And some baby was so ayen so ya Japan. Se be me abudwafo no ahu dey ekọ ene dey eba. Abusuan ye mbonwura ye nsem no mu. Abusuan eye John Dramani Mahama eye ne inauguration no na e twago na John Dramani Mahama ode ne nsem atudwa no. Eche se NDC for no. Omo plan for present and future. Now, since no 2024 no John Dramani Mahama and say ono and a year president elect. And ono so and that NDC amanyo kuna no na busia ordinance some two jawi no John Dramani Mahama boldly no was sinable I elect say and answer wa endorse Haruna Iddrisu say ono and the belly the NDC party no 2028 December elections. Abusia bobi answer e de ho analysis aba abusia enye asem keto akra. Nti no breaking e won say Haruna Iddrisu ono na John Dramani Mahama eyi ni say ono na ebe de ebelidi NDC party no. Na just say ode omo akọ 2028 election. Abusia ensem mo ben mo yanko na yanko nkotie ensem e course na asa na ebe kono. Oh, and some can be a first share your comment section like and I share my phone so answer into me and can be POG Media so
and we know say there's injunction on 2 MPs swearing in Fantia Kwanos and Akwetia. We don't know whether there's going to be
I think almost as clerk also on
the third
Tema Central
Okaikwe Central
and I think Techiman
South.
Yeah.
Good. So then it means that now 5. So Patrick Bawumia,
Martin James Akosa, that's teaching myself. And
so yes sir no injunction no and then me who the 2021 occurrence because no if it happens so I strongly believe
no what is being said maybe I am on rem so
almost will try some rem
no they are not able to.
Well,
so based on the
gazetted members of parliament. So if your name is not in the book, and I'm sure that per this injunction, maybe there will be some kind of allocations in the book exactly.
Well, we hope.
Yes.
And say we hope say year 2021 occurrence.
That Obi Baba say I'm a duly member of parliament elect, so I need to go.
Exactly.
Even when they are injuncted, once they are on the floor. And Speaker has been sworn in. Speaker Nebe swear in the members of Parliament.
Yes.
Yeah. And if Clerk of Parliament has been served,
yes,
and Speaker
that is the information we have for now.
And Speaker has been notified. Speaker Betimi Akasa also Abambagbin, his last speech, he said that he will swear you in as member of Parliament.
Yeah.
And if you do not qualify, he will not swear you in.
Sure.
Enti ebi obe swear in na ye yi na say there's an injunction on these people. He can tell them to walk out.
We hope that at that point,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, 2021 occurrence.
Now, Speaker is in charge of the chamber. If he tells you to walk out, he will just direct the marshals to kick you out.
That is what I'm saying. It comes back to the same point that the chaotic situation we are hoping.
2021 chaotic situation. No, Speaker had not been sworn in at that time.
Yes, but you see, it doesn't matter. I mean, chaos comes in different shapes and forms.
Okay.
What is here?
Because in this case, the candidates or the MP elects things that were winning. Now you persuade the Speaker Kase. I received the injunction
but not at the point.
A party will not allow that.
Not at the point where you have been injuncted. You understand? As far as I know, Patrick, your lawyer, a friend is saying, Ernest Yao Kumi is a lawyer.
No, on only the end is understood.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Or no, but we are talking about Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, Techiman South, where the Electoral Commission acquired and as a recollation.
Yeah.
No more declare winners. And we know say Edu Court, Supreme Court, Akoji Injunction against a year almost swearing in. Yes. What I have heard is that almost a clerk. Now, my position is that said your kind no emra so say beso in ye speakers to tree speakers so Valentina KOJ listo yentimi nsuamu in okay Marshals munyi
see them out
me enko it's not a matter of also won't be because on what you can say a chaotic scene.
Okay, so you see
what I say because won't be reading the paragraph say will be a gentle will be a nipa to me about ballot papers or parliament now men won't be here nipa to me a ballot paper and you see at this point let us also understand that this MPP party and in Guasena Kaumuno they are looking at all avenues to make sure say ombetu ebenya nimguasie enye two tests ombenyo enimguasie e wo bedwam so can you imagine say yato aba the MPP is in government John Mahama cry and swearing in no more catch and say dey na $5 amra 5 cedis they are in hurry to make John Mahama and NDC unpopular. So I think tonight, from my readings, if my readings are right, I suspect say injunction issues no against these three. Because they are looking at all avenues to make sure say Omogu NDC any Jomama anymore say. What I say. So those things will happen. But as we rightly mentioned, say Asia, also Bema police and military also
at that time, why Nebema military and police or
Marshals? Marshals were
because at that time we won't have a defense minister. We won't have a minister.
Yeah.
No minister. It will be past midnight.
It's a little bit dicey situation.
It will be past midnight. And Speaker would have been sworn in already. So Speaker would be the acting president.
Yes.
So nobody can call the military in the chamber.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
Because that time, you saw a speaker.
Sure.
Speaker is acting president. We don't have a president. We don't have a vice president. But we have an acting president who is the Speaker of the Republic of Ghana. Until when the Boga come military for order say,
anyway, but back to the 8th Parliament issue. No, I said, don't get your cancer. Yesterday, that time, and I think after NDC won this election, for me it makes sense.
A lot of sense.
Or say, na say ye nyai omo anyi sebe bad materials are. They push you out of power. Yes, that time you but the punishment you are Ghana for their mind people for no, I'm say look at your small kind of make sense. That time me cry no, many list to any antennas are. What are you talking about? Are we thinking about Ghana or we are? But after NDC won, after the humiliation, then I realized that no, as soon as I said Katiaka and Yansa, sometimes when you are dealing with people, stop, I won't stop, I won't stop. You need to allow the person to go. Va afraid bubi adia we are jai. Mean jai. Sometimes you should allow people to suffer consequences. And the consequences they have suffered now is beyond repairs.
Yeah, sure. I'm saying they're coming back in 2020.
Oh. What do you expect them to say?
The view. Yes, no. Ubu funisa na beshi from poo. Oh, sorry, we got rancher no. Kwajo we are me na meba o. Kwajo we are me na meba so na ukra won fe. Kwajo be we from don to me ma. Eja mi nu beku, ye ne de me masem. Ni enye duru we are
opa wo
amana na no be use. So yes, they want to boost. Look, today Bawumia took his supporters to Cantamount.
Of sympathize with.
After the Okasasa na any obe fix it. And come again. Cantamount to ye.
I say no personal promise.
You do come police for Krawanyo. So my point is I think we should pardon them, but on the issue of that shake-up, there is something about NDC that I think look at how Rollins brought in Atamils. Very chaotic. Very chaotic.
Pseudo declaration.
Yes.
Mama forte
Obedko, Gusitano, we. Then, after some few moments, it was like Atamils Abema NDC a new face. When Atamils decided to choose Mahama, very chaotic. Then after some few moments, it was like Mahama and I bring it
the Messiah.
The youth to NDC.
Yeah.
And I can cite examples in NDC. I have been with them from 2007. And I've watched them carefully the way they do their things. They sometimes take very hard decisions that even their supporters and their own people find it very difficult to accept. But after some time, you realize that after the Obieba align to the decision, then they move. Winning for me, Haruna, now as we speak, and even before, a strong pillar in NDC that you can joke with. I mean, there is no argument. Look, when you meet Haruna one-on-one, the intelligence level
very high.
Very high, extremely. Too much. Too much. Me, Haruna, as I sit here, if one day Haruna Iddrisu decide so lead the NDC and for that matter Ghana, I may throw my support for him. After engaging him on some few issues, then I realized that no. Muntaka, a very nice gentleman, agreed, but you see, that time it was too tribal issue. Because obviously they were dealing with the Northerners, the flag bearer.
Yeah.
You are
Northern
dealing
speaker.
You are dealing with your leadership. The first student in our Northerners. What kind of signal?
But they had a deputy leader who is from the Volta region, James Klucher.
But look at the percentage, the leadership. So that was where I think the problem was. But you see, when you go there, it was sound too tribal. Tebema one shall know for no problem. Pulling out because omode bua eba ede Akuffo by there were issues about now say omo fante running mate. In the end, almost Akuffo through. But you see, not knowing NDC was targeting Western region
to get a lot of seats.
And the results from there approving NDC leadership right. And the results from Central region approving Omo right. Initially, we thought that Northern region, the 5 belts, the battlegrounds. Within 2 months, that did not shift to Ashanti region. Ashanti region again, you could see also no. You understand? So my point is sometimes when leadership take a decision, I think they shake up. And on NDC, there is something about NDC. When Atamils was introducing Felix Ofosuku-Ache, it was very tough.
Yeah.
Baby should sharp teeth in the start.
That time, some of us,
Sam George,
yes, that time some of us who were there. We were there. At Atamils time, we were deep in there, and we saw the difficulties. President Mills once called a meeting and was like, look, say your mama frano quite and now or then today
they've proven themselves.
Look at Okujetu, look at Felix, look at Sam George,
look at Fifi
look at Omane Buama, look at the yeoman's job Omane did.
Director of elections.
Look at it. Yeah. Just look at it. And now make a be also be the so me mama mini list one. On mention BB, very fantastic. That after the shake-up, tell us whether Akuffo has performed bad.
As minority leader.
He has performed excellent.
Look at Kofi Amabua. Jesus Christ. So you realize that the NDC, if they are able to put their stuff together very well, trust me, NDC is one of the formidable parties in Africa. When we take ANC, everywhere, NDC, yes. NDC, yes, NDC is one of the formidable political parties in Africa. Because the way they do their things, it will take time for you to understand them, but the end results, perfect.
Okay. 37, have the members of the new parliament, the 9th parliament, MPs elect, have they started trooping in?
Not really, but then what I can confirm is that when you enter into the floor of Parliament now seated on the majority seat, that the majority front bench is MP for Banda, Ahmed Ibrahim, MP for Ashaman, Ernest Nogbe, and MP for South Dai, Honorable Nelson Defiamepo, occupying the front bench of the majority seat. You recall that a while ago in the 8th Parliament, they were seated on the that is the left side of the speaker. Now they have moved to the right side of the speaker's seat. So that's what's happening now. But aside these three individuals on the floor of Parliament now, there isn't any other member of Parliament elect yet on the floor of Parliament. But then when you watch through or look through the gallery, you see some chiefs, that is traditional leaders, some members of diplomatic missions, and other invited guests, a few of them seated at the plenary. And then when you come to Parliament House, currently also walked in his, I don't know how to call it, but some unique appearance I'm seeing right now by the MP for, that is majority chief whip, Abuja, Kwame Governs Abuja, also just entered into the chamber. But what I gathered is that the newly elected members of Parliament are all currently in one particular hotel, and a bus will convey them to Parliament House. So they won't be coming individually, but they have a whole bus that will be bringing them in. But as I speak, members of Parliament are yet to be seated. That is, members of Parliament elect are yet to be seated.
I can only imagine how the 9th Parliament will look like. But as it's characteristic of the majority, most of the time they are in white. But the video you sent us that is currently on CTV, Ahmed Ibrahim is not in white, Ernest Nogbe is not in white. What's happening?
Interestingly, as Kwame walked in white, not entirely white, it looks a bit creamy, but we can describe that as white. The rest are not in white. Probably, the House is yet to commence sitting. Probably they are just, in here to monitor the grounds and everything, after which they would go back to their various offices to go and put on a white wear. Hopefully. I'm yet to have an interaction with them, but a couple of MPs that we saw earlier are in white, so we should expect a lot of them come in white.
From the description, is it a sense of the new leadership on the majority side as to who the majority leaders are? Because it looks like they are tight-lipped on who the new leaders, or maybe the leaders for the 8th Parliament are going to continue? That is the majority side. The leaders of the 8th Parliament would hold the position for some time. So from Kisel Akuffo to Emmanuel Amakufibwa to Kwame Abuja Governs to Comfort Doyo and Ahmed Ibrahim, they would still occupy that position until the inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama a few weeks after, before there could be some changes in the majority leadership. Reasons
being that they want the president-elect to have ample time to decide on which of these front benches could have place in government.
Do we know who the second deputy speaker, first deputy speaker we are told is Bernard Ahiafo, which was just around 95% completed this afternoon? Has there been any change?
For Bernard Ahiafo, his is confirmed, but the second deputy speaker, from what I've gathered from the grapevine, that is the former second deputy speaker, Andrews Isiama, may hold that position because as it stands now, both the minority side and the majority side haven't yet made any such changes yet. But I'm also gathering from the game that others are opposed to Andrews Isiama holding that position from the NDC majority side. They don't want to give any leadership position at all to that is the minority NPP. Now minority side from the NPP caucus.
Well, how many minutes do we have to wait till the 9th Parliament commences?
Per schedule, the sitting is supposed to begin at exactly 10 o'clock. We are a little, that is at 9:41 p.m. now, so we have barely some 19 minutes. But looking at the chamber, as I've always known, with the numbers here, I don't think the House will be able to commence sitting at 10 o'clock. But at least from 10:30, we should see the House commence proceeding.
Havila, before I let you go, run us through the arrangements for the 9th Parliament. How is it looking like?
Security have been beefed up right from the ceremonial or the various entry points to the Chamber of Parliament. Even the media is not allowed entry, or at the normal places that we go, we've been restricted to just the first floor and that is the second floor. The first floor is been completely restricted to just members of Parliament elect. Now, when you go in there, you see some barricades, what I call the gate of life, with the book of life. So we have a list of all gazetted members of Parliament, and we have a marshal there who would go through the list and make sure that any individual who wants to have access to the plenary have his or his name in what I now call the book of life. So if your name is not in, you will be bound. But once your name is in, you undergo through some body scanning, and after which you allow entry into the plenary. Everyone coming to the chamber today require an accreditation. Anyone without an accreditation will not be allowed entry. So that's the security arrangement here in Parliament House today.
Havila, grateful for the updates. And when you guys are ready, we'll come to you. That's our Parliamentary Affairs reporter, Havila Kekeli. And Sunday Osha CTV, you know, I mean, tight security.
Okay, Abusunya wene ensema ekoso ewo political highway. So Bobby answer and the hot analysis we at the breya or say anytime we be NDC for no omo move bi on be bia say omo yi obi na we lead NDC party no always be an a superb move. Also the likes of Rawlings or elected Atamils elected John Dramani Mahama Sisi and Ababisi John Dramani Mahama Soa or Babi elected Haruna Iddrisu asks necessary no Abusunya wene ensema ekoi once and be a fashion your comment section like na share my for front so answer into me and can be aha POG Media so